Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the Fort Lauderdale United show. I'm one half of the co hosting duo, Brandon Griffin, and with me, as always, is not Mr. Mike Longan. Mike is traveling right now, should be back next week for our show breaking down our upcoming match against the DC Power. But you got me going solo today, kind of breaking down the latest news with the team, getting into the tough loss on the road against the Carolina Ascent, and previewing what we can probably expect a little bit against the DC Power, because as this team starts playing and as we start getting games under our belts, it's kind of becoming exciting because we can kind of predict what's going to happen. We kind of know what players may or may not be in certain positions. And we're getting an idea for the league as well. I have to say the Peacock replays and stuff like that is really helping me learn the players around the league, learn the teams, um, and get a good feel for what our opponents could be like. Um, and I have to say we're seeing a lot of media coverage with the league. Not mainstream, but producer Joe Kerr sent me some power rankings that we'll go through on the show tonight. Pretty interesting from goal.com, who's covering the league. So lots to get into because we did not preview our game against the Carolina Ascent. So a lot of news happened between then and now. So before we get into the breakdown of the Carolina game, I did want to mention, because we did not talk about it on our last show, that if you did not know, our kits are now available for pre-order. So you can go to ftlutd.com, go to the shop, and they have the kits available for sale. They've got the home kit, the away kit, and this really cool replica fan kit, which I think is just, um, I don't know. I'm hoping we wear something like that at some point in the future, because I really do love that color. And in the games we've seen, we have not worn the blue jersey yet, just the white with the seafoam green shorts. And the more and more I see it, the more and more I love it. Um, I didn't get that color combination at first, to be totally honest, but somebody on Twitter put it out there, and they put the kit next to like a wave coming over, and like the white really kind of signifies that foam coming over, and then the green of the water, and it was I'm sold. I'm sold. Joker, there he is. Yeah, I love the color of the third kit as well. It does need patches. That's the only reason I'm hesitant to purchase it, because it's so blank. But I'm thinking maybe we get a little New River Raiders patch to go on the front there. That might be pretty cool. So something to think about there. But yeah. So they're available for order. I didn't Like I said, like, prices are reasonable. 129 for a kit. For a Nike Match Day kit is pretty good, and the replica kit's only 65. So definitely, I've already pre-ordered the home kit for sure. I don't, as much as I love the white jersey, I'm not the type of good person who can wear a white jersey, because you know, in the Florida heat, that jersey's not going to stay white forever. And so I do love it so much, though. I may get that and try and get that one like autographed by the team, because that's my goal for this season, is to try and get the whole inaugural roster. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, exciting to see that happen. I do not know when we will get the kits. I know it's a pre-order. I'm hoping we can get them before the home opener. That would be fantastic. But um, you know, if not, I'll just rock the merch I got. um, but some more exciting things that are happening from the team. Team being out and about in the community, forming bonds, getting the word out there that there is a team to play with or a team to come watch. Is They threw out the first pitch at the Marlins game the other night. Um, Goalkeeper Kosem Masai uh, threw out the first pitch. The whole team was in attendance, was out there enjoying the game, rocking Fort Lauderdale United merch. And I thought it was cool. Anybody who knows me knows I do a Marlins podcast. I absolutely love the Marlins, and seeing a cross mat or a crossover with two of my favorite teams is fantastic, and it was really cool. She nailed the throw. She did a great job. A lot of times you see you see people kind of screw up the first pitch, but she threw flawlessly. As a goalkeeper, probably would be the best person to throw with their hand um, on the team. But yeah, it's cool to see the team getting out there, getting the word out there. We'll kind of talk about some of the things that they're doing towards the end of the show, like community engagement, and things like that, that I think is just fantastic and stuff that we can, as fans, really get behind. Um, but next thing we have to kind of go through is the tough road loss against the Carolina Ascent. Um, if you missed it, we did lose 2-1 to the Ascent. We kind of changed up our formation a little bit. We definitely changed up who was playing. Um, the most notable change that we saw, in my opinion, was we saw Jasmine Hamid starting up top in the striker position in place of Gianna Gorley, who in our first game looked fantastic as a striker and really was putting herself in some great positions. However, she wasn't getting great service with the ball from the midfield. When she did, she could definitely. I felt like she was a scoring threat in that first game, but in this game she did not start. Jasmine Hamid ended up top. Nia Christopher and Shania Gordon on the wings. Midfield of Addison McCain, Felicia Knox, and Daryl Raji. Um, Cheyenne Allen, Vaca Gaynor, and Jordan in the back line, and like I said, Cosette, Morshi held the back line and held the goalkeeper position. Um, so the game was kind of a tale of two halves. One of the things I talked about after our first game that I didn't really see a whole lot of is I said I wanted to see more set pieces in our next game. I wanted to see us get more opportunities from like corners, from free kicks and things like that. And we definitely had more opportunities from corners in this game, especially in the first half. We had two or three good corner opportunities, and unfortunately, we just didn't connect. We didn't take advantage of those opportunities, and you know, uh, yeah, Joe Kerr, 100% agree. 2-1, 2-1 loss to probably the best team in the league is not bad at all. Carolina opened the scoring up with an Olympico from a goal kick or a corner kick. Um, the kick taker did not need any help from anybody to score that goal. She curled it right into the upper corner. Cosette did. She tried to track it, but I don't think there was anything she could have done there. She couldn't have stopped that one, so they scored that one, and then Carolina went on to score a second, and they even scored a third. The third goal was disallowed for being offsides. If you watched on Peacock, it was kind of hard to see. Again, because of the camera angles, we're not getting like the overhead cameras and stuff like that, so we can't see straight in and see where she was. It looked like it was just a hair offsides, but I will take it. And just me and Hamid starting up top clawed us back, got a goal back in the second half, and I have to say, even though it was a 2-1 loss, I feel like the team really fought in the second half. After the second goal went in, and then we've seen this in a lot of teams across any sport, really. Once you get down, it's very easy for teams to just kind of give up and collapse. We did not see that. This team continued to fight, continued to push. Um, Really just did an absolutely fantastic job, in my opinion, of just clawing their way back. They were able to get that goal. Jasmine Hamid uh, deserves full credit for that goal. She took on the defense, put herself in a great position, and scored the goal. And I think one thing that we're seeing with our attack is we have playmakers up there. We have players who have the ability and the talent to kind of weave their way through a defense and score goals on their own. I still think that the team will I still think the team looked a little disjointed. Not that that's an issue. Game number 2 ever. These players having never really played together, and a lot of these players being younger, straight out of college or whatnot, kind of factors into that. But I think what we did see in some, there were a lot of positives to take away from this match. In particular, I already mentioned the fight that we're seeing from the team, but the other thing that really impressed me was you could start to see the chemistry clicking. You could start to see some players like kind of understanding, especially from midfield to forwards. You could see like there was starting to become an understanding of where the players wanted the ball, how fast they were, like what kind of runs they want to make, like how they want the ball. And you're seeing that chemistry develop, which is going to be key for our season. Um, our defense plays pretty well. They did well in this game. Again, that Olympico by oh here, Joker's got her name because she definitely needs credit. Renee Guan. Um, yeah, she deserves full credit for that goal. Defense, goalkeeper, I don't care who you are, nobody was stopping that. It was a great shot. And I think our defense played really well outside of that moment. I thought our defense progressed the ball well back to the midfield. But again, I feel like the midfield and the forwards were still little disjointed. But that comes with game time and it comes with familiarity. And I think that's going to come. And when it does, I really do think we have the opportunity to compete with just about anybody. As Joe kind of mentioned in chat, yeah, Carolina, in my opinion, out of all the teams I've watched in the league so far, I think Carolina's the best. I know they are top of the power rankings that Joe sent me earlier. Um, yeah, yeah. Carolina 1, Tampa 2, Dallas 3, and then Spokane 4. And you know, I really did think Carolina played better than Spokane, which is really the only two teams we've seen our ladies play against. Um, they did a great job, but we hung in there with them. I don't I think when we look at the next matchup against Carolina at home later in the season, Carolina's going to be facing a different team because once this team starts clicking, it's going to be really good. And it's going to be great. And, kind of talking about the chemistry, Joker brings up another great point. Cassette was doing a great job communicating with the defense. Yeah. One of the things that I really liked about the broadcast, and it kind of stinks for the league, but the Carolina Stadium was pretty empty for this game. It was a Friday night game, kind of hard to get to. I get it. Um, but the benefit of that is like you can hear the communication going on, and the maybe you don't hear word for word, but you understand what's going on a little bit better. And Cosette was organizing her defense. I think she did a great job on set pieces, making sure that her defenders and the outfield players were all in positions that she wanted, and I think she did a great job. And I have to say, like the defense, the center backs, her and her, did fan did just a great had a great game. Um, I think the back play, at times the wing backs kind of left us exposed a little bit. But when you're playing an attacking style of football like we are, you expect that to kind of happen. And what we saw is the right back or left back would kind of get caught out of position, and we'd see Vaca Gainer really kind of calmly hold the back line, plug the hole, grab the ball back, advance it back to the midfield. And to Joe's point, like I said, did a really good job of organizing her defense, and just communication all around on the back line was fantastic. I really was happy with the way our defense played. And again, when you have your backs in a more attacking position, like of course you're gonna get exposed at times, and that's fine. I'm okay with that trade off as long as we're pushing or being aggressive, and I think that's what we saw. Um, it will be interesting to see how you know, how we move forward out of this game. I think the team has a lot of positives. We got to see a lot of players come on the field. Again, Coach Ty made subs again. Which if Mike was here, he would rail about how much he loved it and how refreshing it is to see to see a coach make subs. But yeah, Coach Ty took Allen out, who was playing left back, and brought in Cameron Brooks, another center back, outside back combo, to take her place because again, as I was saying, like we were kind of getting exposed on that side a little bit. And I felt like once Cameron came in, like she kind of locked that down and did a really good job of holding that position down and kind of just kind of re-solidified and calmed down the defense. Not that the defense was playing bad. I thought they played well all game. But then we also saw like McCain come out, we saw Christopher come out, we saw Raji come out, and players like Anna Henderson, Gorley came back on for striking, and then Smith came on as well. So refreshing to see Coach Ty using his subs and kind of using them frequently. I felt like there were, he made a halftime sub. He made one at the 50th minute, one at the 64th minute, one at the 84th minute. And so he was doing that, kind of keeping fresh legs on the field, keeping the team focused, and kind of making adjustments as he saw fit. Um, which I love. I love seeing that because each player that came on, like you saw a tactical change as well. It wasn't just like a like for like replacement. You did see that once certain players come on, like the team kind of starts playing a little bit differently, and that was good to see, and exciting for the future because again, I don't think, even though we have not won our first game, I don't think we're far away from that happening. And I also don't think that we're going to be, you know, bottom of the league for long. I think this is a team with a lot of talent, a lot of great players. And, it's just a matter of getting some more games under the legs and developing those relationships to be able to power on and move through and really be successful. But yeah, I was okay with that game. I was okay with the loss. I kind of expected it going in because I had watched Carolina's first game, which was the first game in league history. I had watched that and kind of saw how they played and was really impressed. And I think it kind of goes to speak to the quality of the team when you look at it and you say, we lost 2-1. uh, I think there are a lot of teams in this league that could lose by more against Carolina just because they they just seem to be the most complete team right now. But we have a full season yet to play, and things will and can change. So we'll see what happens going into the future. But Yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. I did again. I have to say I really do enjoy the Peacock coverage. I enjoy the announcers that they have on the games, really kind of providing like I don't know, like a more intimate viewing experience, like a more like, hey, like this is kind of what's going on behind the scenes. Like we talked to this player, we talked to that player, and kind of giving us a lot more information than I'm kind of used to. So I really enjoyed that, and can't wait to see it continue. But we do have another game this week. No more breaks in games. Because that what was it, a week and a half, 2 week break? That really sucked. That really sucked. Um, I think the first home game for DC Power is us. They'll be facing off against us tomorrow night. And you know DC is right now in the standings. I think they're fourth. Um, yeah, they're fourth in the standings. They've got one loss and two draws, so played one more game than us. Um, from what I've seen, they're a pretty solid team as well. I think it'll be an interesting matchup going up against them. They're just coming off a draw against the Dallas Trinity, who have not lost either. They're just two draws in a row, and so I think it's going to be a great matchup. They're playing. I believe this game's played at Audi Field, which I was a little surprised by, just because that's where DC United play. Um, and also the NWSL team that plays there, the DC team there. So interesting to see that happening, but kind of cool. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a close matchup. I can see this one kind of going either way. I can see it being a draw. I will be very honest. I do not expect us to lose this game. I think that this could be our very first win of the season. I think towards the end of the game, we kind of started seeing things clicking. Coach Ty is not afraid to make changes, and kind of experiment with the rotation. I think we'll start seeing some changes come on, and we'll see things start clicking and falling into place. And I really do expect us to either draw or win here. But I don't know. I'm feeling a win. I'm feeling this might be our first win in team history, which would be fantastic, because as much as I would want to do that at home, I do not want to wait till the 29th to have our first win. That might be a hole little too big for us to dig out of. But but yeah, I think our attack can do some damage to DC. And we'll see. Yeah, Joe hit the nail on the head right there. They want this win. Our team wants the win. They really do. Um, and I think I think at the same time, the reason I think this could be a draw is because DC wants this too. This is their home opener, their first game at ever at home again with their fans. So we'll see what the atmosphere is like. Um, Audi Field is kind of centrally located in DC. I expect them to have a pretty good crowd. And from our conversations that I've had with a couple of members in the front office, um, even though Tampa Bay is in the league and obviously kind of the most obvious rival, they kind of hinted towards uh DC kind of being their main interest in beating. The team officials were telling me. So I thought it was surprised. I was kind of surprised by that. But yeah, Mike V, thanks for joining, man. Yeah. I Team plays in at Nova They have taken over the old Dolphins practice field and training facility. They have torn it down. They are building a new stadium. The home opener is going to be September 29th, which is a Sunday. It's a 7:30 kickoff. Um, Tickets are still available. Um, we're trying to sell it out because it's our first home game. A lot of people that we know from other circles, other soccer circles, other sporting circles are going to be there. If you're going to be there or interested in going, tickets are super affordable. I was looking before I realized it was a Sunday night. I thought it was a Saturday, so I had I was looking at bringing like the kids and everything, but a school night, not gonna happen. But I was looking at like tickets like midfield seated were like $35 a piece. No brainer. Great seats. It's an intimate venue. I will be in the supporter section. I believe, as Joe Kerr has pointed out, supporter section is almost sold out for this game, which is exciting. We will be out there, um, repping New River Raiders, our supporters group, hanging out with the ECC guys, guys and girls. Um, if you're not following them and looking at what they're putting out, they're doing some great stuff. I think last episode we showed the scarf. They're cooking on a lot of stuff. They got a lot of stuff cooking. Really motivating Mike and myself to start pushing pushing some new stuff out. So stay tuned. Things are coming. But yeah, the we're waiting for finalization on like the the inaugural game, like tailgating, like what are the hours and stuff like that. But stay tuned to the New River Raider social media. We'll be putting that out where you can find us because we've got some pretty cool plans for the first game. And where can you watch Mike V? It's on Peacock. You can watch on Peacock, which most of us already have if we're watching EPL or if you have Comcast, like they throw it in. Yeah. So game tomorrow night, 7:30. You can turn on Peacock and just search USL Super League or search Fort Lauderdale United. They'll come up and you'll be able to watch the game. It's entertaining. It's definitely a different product. Um, yeah, it is perfect. It's definitely a different product. It's refreshing. Mike V is a regular on our other show about Inter Miami, so um, it's kind of already reminding me of the good old days with Inter Miami before the circus came to town. So definitely worth checking out, man. If you can make it out to a game, just let it. We'll be there. We've got the show every week, so just stay tuned. Follow us on socials if you're interested. Again, New River Raiders is our supporters group. You can find us on Twitter. We have a website. You can sign up for information there. Um, just trying to grow that and have a good presence to support the ladies as we move on. But speaking of home opener, one thing I do want to make sure everybody's aware of after our last episode, we mentioned that ECC was putting out song lists. They put out the chants, they put them out, they put out the tunes that it goes to. So practice them. They're easy to remember. They're easy for the whole stadium to get involved in, even if you're not in the supporter section. Have just give them a look. Give them a look over. They're easy. They're phenomenal. They're to catchy tunes. And it's stuff the whole stadium could sing pretty easily. So, hopefully the 29th will be able to do that because that's not something we've seen with the other teams. We've not seen or heard a rowdy supporters section, and I think we could do that, and I think we could get the whole stadium involved with those chants that they put out. It was absolutely fantastic, the stuff they put out. But kind of moving on to some just another thing I wanted to mention before we wrap up the show is so the team's trying to do a lot of things with the community. If you're not following them on social medias, Instagram, Twitter, checking out their website pretty frequently, signing up for their emails. You're missing stuff. They're doing really awesome stuff. Every Saturday from now on, or from the foreseeable future, they are doing free soccer clinics for kids aged 2 to 12. It's at their training facility. It's 9:30 to 11 every Saturday, absolutely free. I took my daughter over the weekend. She had a blast. It was a great job. It was a great event. The coaches did a fantastic job. They kept the kids engaged, especially at her age. Like, she's only 2.5. She had a great time. She's already all week. She's been asking me, "Can we go back? Are we going this weekend? Are we going this weekend?" And so we'll be back. It was really great. We got to go see the team training facility, and what was really cool is if you go, they they are very proud of what they are building. It's not completely finished yet. There are things that they're still working on, but if you go, you the coaches were very open, like, "Hey, you guys want to tour the facilities? You want to go look around?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah," and then so did most of the parents and kids in my group, and we went and we got to see everything. We got to see locker rooms. We got to see um, the film rooms, the training rooms, the gym, and kind of get the story behind everything, and what everything used to be, and like what they're transforming it into is pretty cool. Just like when you go, if you go, you'll get the opportunity to go do this stuff, hopefully. If not, like, for those that aren't going, like, there's a gym, like a basketball sized gym, that Nova was using for storage. And there's kind of like a classroom building that they weren't using, and several portables around the area that they weren't using either. So the team repurposed, purchased that area, emptied out the storage, completely renovated the gym. The gym has like a brand new floor in it. They were hosting, because part of the team is they have a volleyball team and they have a beach volleyball team as part of Fort Lauderdale United, the company that owns the team. And so they were doing a volleyball camp in there, and then also in that gym is the weight room and things like that. Huge, and they just put it up. The coach that was giving us the tour, he hadn't even seen this giant logo that they put up there, and it looks fantastic. And very much as you're walking through, there's still workers doing things, completing things, and putting in new ceilings and new fixtures and things like that. So I'm sure as the season goes on, like, we're gonna start seeing new additions and stuff. And so they have the team store that they're organizing. I picked up some merch for me and the family. Got some shirts for the kids and the wife, and you know, they've got another. They've got like offices there. They've got training room, film room, cafeteria, kitchen. They're working on like some of the player requested rooms. So I think there's going to be like a meditation room. There's going to be a movie theater, I think, and just stuff that the players have requested, and things to make that space special for them. And it's really cool. It's really cool to see. They're so proud of what they're building, and it's hard not to be proud of it too, even though, like, obviously, like, I had nothing to do with building it, but it seeing the way that they're acting with the community, with their outreach, with the programs that they're offering, with the things they're trying to do, like the free soccer clinics, is fantastic. And seeing what they built from scratch in such a short period of time, it makes you proud to support the team. It makes you proud to pick up a jersey or pick up a shirt and a hat and stuff like that, and really just support the team. And this Saturday, I might try and sneak over and go over to the stadium and see how that's looking. If you follow us on social media, Joe Kerr has been sneaking over there every couple of weeks and just taking pictures and kind of keeping everybody updated on what's going on there. But it's really coming along. I did ask him, like, you guys gonna make it for the 29th with the stadium build? And they said, yep. They were very confident that that is happening. So hopefully that's still the case. But yeah, if you have kids and, Saturday mornings, you're looking for something to do, I highly recommend it. Just take them out there. It's mostly just fun little drills to kind of teach them the basics and also like build on the fundamentals. And then there's some scrimmaging. And obviously my experience is with the like 2 to 5 year olds, so very different experience than what you would have from 5 to 12. Those kids were playing on larger fields, scrimmaging a lot more, a little more serious. But it is another thing I want to point out is it is open to everybody. It's not just girls; it's girls and boys, and it was fantastic. It was a good turnout. Like I said, well coached. From what I understand, is like on either off weeks or days when the team is not training, players will be there helping train and helping the kids. Obviously because it was a Saturday after the Carolina game, team hadn't come back yet. Um, as I was leaving, I saw a couple of the players come in to do some training and stuff. I passed them in the parking lot, but yeah, really cool, and really exciting stuff. Like, this is what you want, right? You want a team that's engaged in the community, that's doing things to just make make soccer better than it was before the team existed. And I think that's what they're trying to do in the area. Like, they're out at the local tournaments. They're helping kick off like the travel team seasons. Like, some players are going out and doing that. And it's just great to see. Great to see, great to support. Again, highly recommend if you're down that way, check them out. From what I understand, I believe the team store's open. I believe they're open daily, but I will confirm this weekend and kind of let you guys know when you can jump down there. And they have a couple more shirts than what they have on the website. And from what I understand, they're going to be expanding and releasing some new stuff soon. So we'll keep an eye out for that. I don't know what's coming or what it looks like or anything like that. Um, I just told more stuff is coming. Could be more of the same stuff. I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. Again, don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30, Peacock. Watch the game. It's gonna be a good one. I have a great feeling. I think we're gonna win our first game this weekend. And we're gonna have a lot to celebrate when we come back next week and Mike rejoins us. Hopefully we are not in for a Mike rant and we are in for a Mike celebration when he comes back. But again, thank you guys for listening to the end. Mike V, Joe Kerr in chat. Thank you guys for being there, and kind of helping co-host the show. It was perfect. For those listening afterwards, if you want, Thursdays are kind of our day. Thursdays at 9, we'll be going live, and you can always join in the chat. Come in, have a good time, talk footy, ask questions about the team. We're pretty connected with the team, and we know a lot about it. If we don't know, we can ask, and try and get an answer for you. But um, I will wrap it up here because I want to get back to the Dolphins game like Joe Kerr, and see what's going on there. But did want to kind of give you guys an update on what's going on. And as always, if you guys can like, share, subscribe, let's push the show out there and get this out to everybody, to all the fans out there, because we've got some really excited things, not just planned for our supporters group, but planned for this podcast as well as we move through the inaugural season here. we're hoping to do some really exciting things, and the more viewers and more eyes, more interaction we can get with the show, the more likely getting those things done is to happen. So again, thank you guys for listening to me just kind of talk on and on and on for 40 minutes, but I appreciate you all. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one.